So funny. Aloha, how you doing? Welcome to Hibachi Talk. I'm Gordon the Tech Czar. I'm here with my ever so popular and very stylish today, Andrew, the security
Aloha.
guy. How you doing, bud?
Thanks for having me, brother.
Nice shirt.
Good to see you, man.
I mean, you're just,
I had to work today.
wow, I'm impressed, man.
I left one group to come here. I mean, it's tough.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you.
Say, we're obviously paying you too much on this show that you.
Yeah, I finally bought a shirt.
You should buy nice shirts like
Aloha
that.
shirt.
It's really, really cool. Well, great. Anyways, great to have you all here joining us today, and we're going to have Fred Rodi on the show today, and Fred's going to talk about, I got to say this real slowly, interconnectedness in Hawaii. Say that 5 times real fast.
Yeah, I can't.
So Fred's going to be on. He's going to talk about that. He's the president of DRFortress, which is a pretty incredible facility here in Hawaii, and he's the godfather of DRFortress. He's the man. He's the man. So we got some news, and we've got a few other things going on. But I thought what we would do, maybe we'll do got one tech job first for a change, right?
What do we got?
So we found another interesting photo the other day there that someone came in, and so it's a nice paint job that someone did on one of the roads in Hawaii Kai. So I think we got Ian. You got that? There it is. There. So here we go.
Nice.
This is another got one tech job.
I'm not going to comment on the education and stuff out here. That's sad, really.
I can tell you, private school. Obviously went to private school. Yeah?
That is a severe waste of funding, at least in the English department.
It's a severe waste of paint.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, that's your got one tech job today.
Lord.
So I am got some interesting. I was going to do some news this week. I do some news. Well, I said instead of doing news, I've been doing the news.
Bringing this in for a few
snoozing.
Weeks now. Are you working, or are you just absorbing all
just
this information?
Just
You're
there.
becoming global.
I'm becoming a newscaster. Anyway, a real
Be
pro.
helpful here.
A real pro. I might get money. So anyway, I thought let's go back a little back in history. I was more in a history mood. This kind
Your
of
kind of history or mine or which
well,
kind of
it's actually it predates you, and doesn't predate me. For me, it's not history. It was just the other day there.
Okay.
So anyway, this is I'll do August. We'll do the month of August. So August 10th, 1966. Okay, where were you in August 10th, 1966?
I was 3. I don't know. I was just turned 3.
I was in high school. So
okay, I was probably in Kentucky or maybe still in Arkansas. I don't know.
Oh, there you go. Well, the first lunar orbiter was launched on August the 10th, 1966. And guess what they called it? Lunar Orbiter 1. How unique and innovative can that
be? That's NASA, right?
Yeah,
a bunch of engineers.
So anyway, its primary mission was to photograph potential landing sites for Apollo.
Okay.
And I remember staying up all night when that finally happened.
When was it, 69?
Yeah, 69.
I think
So now on August 9th, 1991, astronauts aboard the Space Shuttle Atlantis mission STS-43 sent the first email from outer space.
Oh, nice.
So that was kind of a cool one.
DNS on that.
Yeah, and they used Apple Link. Remember Apple Link?
No.
Wow. Well, Apple Link.
That
was one of the earlier email ones. So that was one of the things they said.
Oh, like Vine or something.
When they closed out their email, they said, "Hasta la vista, baby. We'll be back." Little Arnold Schwarzenegger
really?
stuff. Yeah.
Right on.
So then August the 8th, 1980, that's when IBM engineers took to management this computer they had built that played chess. And they showed it to them, and the IBM looked at it and said, "Okay, you've got 1 year to build a consumer product that will be used for on home computing." And 1 year and 4 days later, they were shipping the first PC.
Like 286s or something?
Yeah.
Or x86.
The x86, whatever they were. Running DOS, remember? And no hard drives.
Yeah.
So that was not that long ago when you think about it.
August was a big month.
August, yeah. Then in August the 6th, 1997, that's when Steve Jobs and what's that guy's name? What's that guy from Bill Gates from Microsoft?
Oh,
the other guy. That's when they agreed to partner, and they announced a partnership on the Apple product being able to run Microsoft products.
Office.
Yeah, Office and the operating system. Apple agreed to make the Internet Explorer the web access of choice. So that was agreed in there. And then Microsoft paid Apple about $150 million. People are thinking it had a lot to do with patent infringement lawsuits that were going on. So some money changed hands on that. So that was when there was kind of that loosely warming partnership between Apple and Microsoft. And a lot of people don't realize that really did happen. There's a synergy between those two companies. So that was kind of cool. Here we go. Now we'll go back a little bit further. Now, what were you doing on August the 8th, 1858?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So it's 1950,
yeah,
1858.
I don't think my people were in this country yet.
And I found this one because we're going to talk about interconnectedness in Hawaii. So in 1858, It's a merchant by the name of Cyrus West Field. He laid the first cable between the U.S. and Europe for telegraph.
In 1858?
In 1858.
Wow,
It only stayed online for, whatever was online then, for 1 month. And then it went down.
Like the Pony Express telegraph, like the
Yeah,
manual,
dot, dot, dash,
like
dash,
Morse
whatever.
code, right? Or
But it
whatever.
proved that it can be done, and so months later, he was able to get additional funding to drop more ocean cables.
Intercontinental cable in
Yeah.
1850. That's
1858.
stunning. I would have had no idea.
Not bad at all. And then another one of my favorites, did you ever have, 1977, you would have been
And starting
12?
high school, 13
starting-
or whatever.
yeah, remember the TRS-80 from Radio Shack? We used to call it the Trash 80.
Was it a calculator?
Yeah, no, it was a computer. It was a computer that you could get from Radio Shack. It was a pretty kind of cool system. I know I bought one, and they thought they'd sell about 3,000 to 5,000 the first year. They sold 10,000 units in the first month.
Wow.
It was called a Trash 80. I mean, I had it for the longest time. They ended up selling 200,000 over the time, the
Really?
lifespan of that device.
What did you do with it? Like word processing?
Yeah,
Or
you
was
can
it-
do word processing. It had 64K, and so you had to clear it every, because
Okay.
you would run out of space. So it was kind of neat.
Right on.
Yeah, so I liked it. And then, so now we'll fast forward, and this is kind of interesting. August the 10th, 2015.
That was last week.
That was
Well,
this week.
That was Monday.
This week.
I was here.
You were here, right.
I
You
remember
weren't-
that far
You weren't
back.
traveling. So, Google announced the new name, the new operating structure on Monday.
Alphabet.
Yeah, Alphabet, right? So they're
saw that.
no holding company's called Alphabet. It encompasses a search engine unit and all the other subsidiaries. It'll just replace Google, so they're gonna move, all the Google shares are gonna go to Alphabet. I don't know what the stock exchange symbol will be.
I thought they were going to keep Google as its own entity and put everything else under Alphabet.
Well, it looks like what I was reading is,
but I'm not
yeah,
that clear on it.
move everything, well, we'll see what happens.
It's a mess.
But, Larry Page is still gonna be around, and then we've got as CEO, and then Sergey Brin will become the president of Alphabet, and Eric Schmidt will be the executive chairman. So I checked the stock today, it's still hovering around $657 a share.
So everybody's confident. I mean,
so
those
it's
guys
good.
they got a lot of creativity.
They got more
so-
money than God.
And, ways
So.
to play with it, Joe. So we see. There's a big electric car battle coming. There's a lot of battles coming. Batteries and solar.
Yeah,
We'll see what happens.
we're gonna see what's happening.
lot of
So
guys playing that
that
space.
was the news today, that we,
That was the news from centuries, man.
Yeah, this is a lot of news
job.
to gather on there. This is a very, very educational program. We've really stepped this up a notch. So with that, how about a security minute? You got
I
a
have.
security
I've
minute
got
today?
a security minute. I went and grabbed a picture because we're primarily what triggered me was I went and saw Mission Impossible at the IMAX the other day. So there should be a photo coming up, and there was some technology in there that made me think about biometrics and where it's come and where it's gone. And in particular, they were using some gate analysis in this one scene where the guy was trying to get into this highly secure area. And I wanted to just talk a little bit about some of these technologies and how we use them today and which ones are actually usable. And gate recognition is something that actually has come about and it's been studied, but it's not really marketable. They're really doing, video comparison or using even radar technologies to try to measure gate. And
We talk about gate.
human gate
Oh,
walking.
yeah,
So, and the
are
cool
you talking
thing-
about a gate that opens
yeah, like
and
a gate
closes?
that
You're talking
opens-
gate as in how you
walk,
gate,
how you
walk.
so
Okay.
to identify you biometrically, and the idea was you could do it at a long distance, which is what they thought about gait, right? So I'd be able to see you walking far off and know that was you. But it's just not really marketable. There's too much technology
They
in
saw
it.
my gate. I'm so bow-legged, I
Yeah.
couldn't stop a greased pig. I mean, it's gonna be fun to watch that gate.
The thermal imaging stuff. There's a picture up here. Vein pattern recognition in the face. Also not really marketable technology yet today. Dynamic signatures, where they're looking at the direction and the stroke and the velocity and the pressure you put on the page. There's devices that can measure these things, but also not really marketable. They too many rejections, false positives still with that technology. DNA is a really good marker, but people have a lot of privacy concerns over other information about their health that could be displayed if they're given their DNA.
I can use it, it'd be fun to try and use my DNA to get into a building. How
Well,
would that happen?
just to prove that you're you, but it is easy to get. I can get it, easily from you. Is another problem, right? So there's some reasons why they're not really. It's expensive to automate that verification process
Okay.
too. Voice is pretty good. There's text dependent and text independent. Where you're reading the same thing over and over, or you're just
Right,
talking.
right.
It's not really good for large scale deployment, but it is used in smaller types of applications today. Some of the problems, room acoustics, misspoken phrases, and also individual emotional state can kind of change your voice
We
pattern.
do a lot of misspoken phrases
That
on
happens
this
here.
job.
That's why I brought
A
that
lot.
one in. Odor. Odor is one I had to study on. I hadn't seen much discussion about odor, but they have looked at it. All biological organisms give off a distinctive scent. And
Yeah,
your nerves are.
I've been meaning to
you're
talk
gonna
to you about
me about that.
right,
I was
yeah.
going to talk about Angus, but thank you. I thought it was him. And so they can mimic those neural networks and really find these scents, but again, not really marketable technology. Facial recognition has gotten a lot bigger and it's working. It's just not really good for large populations yet. Good for identifying small populations. You've seen it used in Afghanistan and things like that.
Well, you and I, every time we're together, they get confused.
You and I?
Yeah. I mean,
we're going to have to have a tag that says this is him or this is me.
I'm with dummy or whatever. Or that'll be Angus. He'll say, I'm with the dummies.
They're also using retinal scan. Kind of slower type technology, but it is working in highly secured facilities, so again, smaller applications. Hand geometry's been around a long time. Again, kind of used in small populations. We had some accuracy problems with it, so it's in the high 90s, but it's not 100%. It's not quite as fast.
Now, when you're talking hand, are you talking about the full hand, or are you just talking about the fingers?
The entire hand, so the geometry of the hand. Fingerprint, kind of mainstream use. You see a lot of fingerprint technology, and the processing times have improved. The interaction between the people and the devices has gotten better. People put their finger on sideways, and or they push too hard, or they don't push hard enough. So there's all those issues with.
Yeah, I can remember we did there was a project where we had the finger to get into the finger. As I said, you used your finger to get into the facility, and we couldn't read small Asian female fingers.
There's some profiles.
They were so tiny. They couldn't read the...
And some profiles, the skin is thinner, so the grooves aren't raised high enough to really get a good read. And those are known to, you always dial down the amount of matches you want, though, so really the accuracy. And so, if you get it to where you've dialed it down where it's down to 30, and my finger might work for you, it doesn't matter, the door opens, no one cares. So that's some of the issues with fingerprint. The last one is iris, which has gotten quite a bit of acceptance in the larger populations today. Iris scan can be done a little bit at a distance. The cameras are doing it for you, so they've extended it, so by the time you get to the door, it's already acquired you and, identified you against a database and opened the door for you.
So what happens if you get lenses put in your eyes?
Actually, it'll work through
cataracts,
and things like
cataracts
that. Sure. So you may have to reacquire if someone has a change to their eyes. May have to re-enroll them, but the technology for doing that acquisition of them and then comparing it to the database is pretty good and gotten quite fast. So that's really gotten some mainstream acceptance. You don't have to go up to the door. You don't have to touch things. It's all remote.
So you're into that, that cleanliness.
The issue we see is the height. You got to mount it. So, I got to mount it sort of ADA height, right? So it's got to be swivel, right? So a 6'5" guy walks up to it. He's got to turn it up so he can
get down on his knees.
Or get down on his knees. So there's a few things with it, but that's a little bit about biometrics I wanted to share because I thought Mission Impossible did a good job of convincing you that a lot of things are really out there that maybe aren't.
So how did you get time off work to go to the movies?
Your president was there, Kelly. I caught him in the elevator. He was sneaking in. And my boss needed a break.
Let me write that
down.
Yeah,
my boss also needed a break, so we went and checked out a movie just to clear our heads.
Oh, well, nice. Oh, that explains why I never got this document on my desk when it was due. I'll have to ask him, how was Mission Impossible?
Oh, yeah.
Mr. President.
Oh, yeah, we were talking about it last night. It was good.
Oh, it's good. Yeah, speaking of last night, wasn't that a fun event?
St. Francis is an amazing organization.
Yeah.
I am really impressed with the buy-in that the community has for them and the help that they've received. And then, and they're giving back. They're really appreciative of that. So it was amazing. Thanks for having us down there.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, for those of you that follow us, on a regular basis, we had Lori Rasmussen on from St. Francis talking about the work they're doing up at the skilled nursing facility up there, and they're a pretty amazing operation.
Yeah, Jerry says he's too shy.
Yeah,
so I'm thinking we're going to bring one of the sisters in.
Yeah,
because they're not shy.
Well, they're not, especially after they've had a glass of wine. A whole new concept on sisters.
Exactly.
So anyway, we're coming up on Lula time. I head off and have a break, and then we got to go down to our new beach shot. What do you think of that new backdrop? It's pretty good. Yeah, we'll go down. See, Angus,
a long walk for me.
He's way down in the corner. So we're going to go down and grab Angus, and then we're going to get Fred Rodi, president of DRFortress, to come up here to talk about interconnectedness in Hawaii.
Good job.
Which is really cool. And we'll be back in just a minute.
Aloha, I'm Kili'i Akina, president of the Grassroot Institute and host on Ehana Kako, a weekly program on the ThinkTech Hawaii broadcast network. Ehana Kako means let's work together. Think of the sad alternative, let's not work together. Here in Hawaii, with all of our diversity and the richness of the people, it's important for us to come together around issues on the basis of what's right and what's good and what's going to serve the common good. And that's what we try to do at Ehana Kako. Every week we interview movers and shakers, people in government, business, and other sectors of society to talk about how to create together a better government, economy, a better world here in Hawaii that can bless the rest of the world. I thank you for your attention to ThinkTech Hawaii, and we look forward to seeing you every Monday, 2 to 3 p.m. on the ThinkTech Hawaii Broadcast Network. We're Ehana Kako, and we wish you well. Aloha.
Aloha, welcome to ThinkTech Hawaii. My name is Josh Green. I'm the host of a program called Healthcare in Hawaii. I'm a physician. I work in the emergency department on the Big Island. I also serve in the state senate, which, please don't hold that against me, doesn't detract from my television program. We speak about all the big healthcare issues in the state. We get together on Tuesdays from 2 o'clock till 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and we try to talk about the most important issues in healthcare. This is a terrific venue for people to learn about healthcare. There are many programs on this station. We broadcast it later, not just on the internet, but also on OC16. Thanks for joining us. Please be informed healthcare consumers.
Hi, I'm Donna Blanchard. I'm the host of Center Stage here on ThinkTech Hawaii. Center Stage airs every Wednesday at 2 o'clock, and of course you can check out our archives on YouTube or on ThinkTech Hawaii anytime you like. Why should you do that? Because this is an arts show that I believe is making a difference in lives. We talk with artists of various ilk. We talk with painters and writers, playwrights, novelists, poets, sculptors, dancers, you name it, directors, actors, of course. And we don't only talk about what people do, but we talk about how they do it. And my favorite part of the conversation, we talk about why they do it. And it's really common on this show to hear people say, wow, I didn't think about it that way. And it's very common to hear people afterwards who have seen the show say the same thing. And I hear all the time that people are inspired by the conversations that we have. So why don't you join us and be inspired too? That's Center Stage on Wednesdays at 2 o'clock. We'll see you Center Stage.
Hey, how you doing? Welcome back to Hibachi Talk. We went and grabbed Angus down off the beach. There's no telling what he's got for us today, but it's always exciting. Angus, how you doing, brother?
Aloha! How you doing there, Drew?
Yeah, all right.
It's great to see you.
Good to see you,
Great to
man.
see us friends that are in Canada too, watching us on the show.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's awesome. Hey, check out my Canadian earring. Look at this. Is that awesome?
Is that a maple leaf,
Yeah,
right?
the
Good on
Canadian
you.
flag. Yes, right.
Good on you.
Our followers sent it to me. It's really terrific. Anyway, I got a wee joke for you. You know, I always give you a wee joke at the beginning of every Angus segment.
right.
So here it is. So we're going to be talking about interconnectedness. Notice I can see that better than Gordon. Anyway, we're going to talk about interconnectedness. And so I thought, here's something interesting. Do you know what a web travert is?
No.
A web travert. Well, that's someone who's really shy when they're in public. When they get on the internet, they get really, really obnoxious. So that's what a web travert is. And I got a couple of pictures of two of the most web traverted guys I've ever met in my life.
Let's see what
And maybe
you
Ian
got.
can throw that up there. There they are. There it is.
Who is it?
Hey, Angus McGullible back there in the end. He makes his own home brew. And then you got DRFortress right at the front. So those two guys were Skyping me last week. Anyway, those are two perfect examples of web traverts.
I see.
So you watch out for those guys. Anyway, so that's what that web travert is. Anyway, I got a really cool gadget. I bought a new gadget this week. I bought a new sound system for my TV. It's called Sonos.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
really, really cool. Really cool. It's a wireless speakers. And I put them in front. Look at that. There's the suite of products right there. I did not buy them all because I have not got that much money. But I bought the sound bar and I bought the subwoofer. And you know, it's wireless. You just hook them up. The wireless there, and then the sound come from your TV, or you can use Pandora on your mobile device. It's all kinds of really, really cool things. Anyway, it's a great product. You should go to Sonos.com. By the way, I don't get any royalties on this, but go to Sonos.com and check it out. It's really, really a cool product. I think it's really neat. Anyway, that's what I got this week. I'll have something else next week, but remember, everybody, let your wind gang free wherever you be. Aloha!
That is awesome. Sonos, I've actually heard of this. It's great sound technology. If you want to add some speakers to your sound system and you are not capable with wires and stuff, check out Sonos. That's great stuff. And I don't know where Angus gets the money for all these gadgets. He's loaded. Anyway, we got Fred Rodi in the house. Fred Rodi's going to tell us about the interconnectedness of the web. This is great stuff. Fred, welcome. Glad to have you, brother.
Hey,
Aloha.
here.
Fred, nice to see you, man. It's great to have you in the house.
Yeah, long time no see.
Yeah, it's been like hours. Fred joined us last night also at the St. Francis event, so that was
That's why we skewered him onto the
we
show
secured
today.
him on the show. That's right.
It was a treat having the the nun actually blessed the libations.
Yeah, she said that. She used our word. She used libations, right?
Yeah, it was
So,
awesome.
she blessed the libations, and we libated. Anyway, we're gonna talk about DRFortress and interconnectedness in Hawaii. But what we like to do is get a sense of who our guests are and where they're from and so on. So, standard Hawaii question. So, where did you go to school?
I went to San Marcos High School in California.
Oh, San Marcos. Oh,
Yeah, so San
Is it
Diego area,
Southern Cal, okay.
Southern Cal, yeah.
yeah. Is that a private school?
And no.
No. Hey. Yes, go public school. So you went there, and then well, you look like a local boy.
Well, I've been here most of my adult life. I
Okay.
spent in Hawaii. I came here for college and stayed.
Oh, UH or?
At UH.
All
You
right,
at
on.
UH?
So,
Oh, well, he's a lot younger than you are.
is he?
I think so.
He looks a lot
What year did
younger
you
than I
graduate?
do.
What year did you graduate from UH?
95.
95.
Wow.
What year did you
Wow.
graduate from?
93, my first, my undergrad,
Your undergrad.
my great anthropology degree.
Your
which
anthropology.
you
So what
can-
was your major when you?
Yeah, what was your
graduated
first
from
one?
Marketing.
Mark, oh, right on.
Right.
So I got a BBA in marketing.
Okay,
Okay.
good deal.
I'm using it a lot, I'm telling you.
I bet you
No, I
are.
don't use it at all.
I bet you.
From UH?
So you've been here since the 90s?
Since 92, I actually moved from a junior college in San Diego.
Okay, and then came here. and
What was
then-
your first job?
My very first job, I was like out of college. I was actually doing loans and new accounts at Bank of America when Bank of America was
Really?
here. Yes.
Oh,
Wow, he's a
wow.
financial guy too.
Now I
Marketing
know why
and
Bank
finance.
of America never lasted.
Oh, that's
I was the
mean.
downfall.
That's
It's
mean.
all your fault.
They brought,
My
they,
CFO can attest to
they,
that.
they brought Fred on and couldn't
I could
make it
never
work.
figure out why they didn't last here. I should have known how naive.
It was actually great that they left because that's when I
Oh.
started my technology
Yeah,
stint, right?
Into technology.
Yeah,
And you
so-
went in. You didn't go in little either. You went in big. So anyway, I know the subject is interconnectedness in Hawaii. So we'll talk about this, but I got to talk about just tell us. So what is it you do? You're the president of DRFortress. So what is that?
So that's a good question because I feel like I do everything, but a lot of times I feel like I do nothing. Kind of like you know what I'm talking about, right? As I see you at the Pacific Club. No.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I got to help run operations. We're in the middle of doing the expansion right now.
Okay,
We're
but what is
gonna spend,
DRFortress?
What do we do?
Yeah, what is it?
You know, my wife doesn't even know what we do.
Okay.
I've been doing it for 15 years.
Since it started, you were there. I don't remember anyone ever not running the place except him.
Yeah. I know.
Well,
Who else
actually,
was there?
It actually was started back in 2000, 99, 2000, under Pihana Pacific.
Right.
So it was started by Lambert Onuma, Bobby Chi, and then the investors brought in Rich Kalbrenner, who, everybody knows him as Long Distance USA, who sold it to Sprint.
Right.
So he's
Wasn't our governor working there at one point? in time?
yes, David
Governor
Ige.
David
Yes,
Ige
he
was
was.
there at
Really?
one point.
Yes. So we had actually
see.
Ariyoshi on the board. We
Okay.
had David as actually an engineer. And I think he was also a senator. But yeah, he was one of the engineers.
Yeah.
But you were there when it started.
Yeah, I was there when it started.
Yeah,
And so what does it do? What does DRFortress do? I'm still trying to get, what does it do?
So we're the largest data center in the state, and what does that mean? So we are in a building, in an industrial park. We gutted the place. We put in iris recognition, 24/7 security guards, backup generators, UPS systems, to make sure that customers that need to use a data center for either backup or primary could use our data center instead of building their own.
Right.
So that's called co-location.
Right.
And the other thing that we did, again, back when Pihana Pacific was started, was we have an internet exchange. And that's where all of the internet traffic exchanges between the carriers and the content providers.
So by an internet exchange, it means that, so if I'm sitting at home and I'm going to the internet, it's going to go out through DRFortress?
Yeah, so if you are on Roadrunner and you're on like Hawaiian Telecom and you sent them an email,
Right.
they need to exchange traffic with
Okay.
one another. That would happen through our internet exchange.
Through your internet
Yeah,
exchange?
or if he was on level 3 and you were on Hawaiian Telecom and you're trying to get to his website,
Right.
It would do the same thing.
So that's important.
Yes, very important.
You have
Big time.
That's big time. So you're sitting on this capability for, so are all the carriers located? probably asking security questions you can't answer.
So we have a lot of them.
Yeah, so there'd be a lot of providers of various types of internet services would be, could be located in your location.
Correct.
So
You can't confirm or deny.
cannot confirm or deny. I know. It's like, I feel like I'm with the military. I cannot confirm or deny. So that's cool. So when you say interconnectedness, you know,
I didn't say that. I think you guys
He
made that.
tried to say it.
Yeah, okay.
So-
I was like, who made this word?
Let's go back a little bit. So when it started, how much space was there? Because it's grown a lot, and I know you've managed a lot of that. So
Yeah, so
what-
we started with about 12,000 square feet, which included office space. And then when we went through the evolution of Pihana Pacific, merged with the largest data center, neutral data center in the world called Equinix. And that was 2000 to about 2005. In 2006, we purchased the facility, took that 12,000 square feet, all the customer base, and we doubled our size, quadrupled the power. We went from about 200 cabinets to over 400 cabinets, and we're about to add another 100.
See,
So-
that's amazing
So
growth.
by cabinet, you mean the
Oh.
traditional racks?
Yes,
that
it
people
looks
would
like a
see?
big locker that actually holds equipment. My wife thought we were public storage for computers, so when she came in and saw, she was waiting for like racks and racks of like computers sitting on shelves.
Yeah.
So she was very disappointed when she came in.
Oh, when she
was
came
like,
in.
"Where are all the computers?"
Yeah, no, this is racks and racks.
Yeah.
You know, and many people would possibly remember your wife, her voice on radio when
That's
she,
right.
you know, the vitamin, what's the name of that shop?
Vim and Vigor.
Vim and Vigor. I mean,
Yes.
it's a Sherry from Vigor and Vigor, and the senior discounts this week, so on Tuesday. So I
So
remember.
you watch your show.
Yeah, and I show up, senior discount. So that's kind of neat. So anyway, I have a picture. I want to show this is what you're not. This is, yeah, so Ian, I got this
Make
picture
sure
of
we're clear on that.
what interconnectedness might be, but this is not what DRFortress is. Yeah, there it is. So that's
Oh, where the heck is that?
so that could be interconnectedness.
It's like-
That looks
Probably
like it's in India.
Yeah, I would say India or
Yeah, it's
something.
got to be in India. So I said,
Wow.
So, anyway,
And
so
a little
that's-
unsafe there too, I think.
Yeah,
right?
well, you
How's
know,
this
got one
guy?
tech job. That's a tech job though in India. So
That
so
was
anyway, so
dangerous.
that's what you're not. So you're how many racks did you say? Or cabinets?
We're over 400, and we're about to add another 100. So because customers don't just buy racks, they
Right.
want space as well, so they can bring in their own stuff. So
Right.
we do cages as well.
Right,
So sometimes we don't actually net out the full amount.
right, because they've got a cage, and some of them have their own internal UPSs, but then can write on yours.
Yeah, so they don't have to bring in their own UPS. We'll
Right.
provide all the environmentals for them. We'll keep it cold, we'll keep it secure, we'll keep it powered. So
And you have some pretty amazing things as far as power is concerned.
Yeah, so we have 1.5 megawatts of power. We could power like a neighborhood just for the 22,000 square feet that we have. And we are cleaning all that power through a UPS system, so
Okay.
you're not getting power from the electric company.
We
And
had
then
a
if-
flash today downtown.
Yeah, so
Did you?
you
Yeah, you
don't, you
won't
wouldn't
get one
get any
there.
of that inside our data center. It would clean all that before it actually goes to the customers. That's what they're paying for. And then if we lose power, it'll hold the power for your equipment until the generators would come on, and then it would refeed, and that all happens in less than 13
Less
seconds.
than 13
And
seconds.
he has the flywheel. Remember we had a guest on early in the show that was in that business of
Oh,
making
yeah,
the
doing the
flywheels, right?
flywheels
Yeah, yeah.
to keep
That
the
thing's
systems up
amazing.
and
The
running.
technology they have in there is top of the line. It's amazing stuff.
So this is interesting. So if you're a law firm or whatever, and you've got a closet somewhere in your office where you've got all your computers stuck, hopefully cool enough, or maybe
Nah,
not
it never
cool enough.
is. You and I have
You
been
know,
in those. They
There's
never
other,
got
there's
it.
other
It's a
options
mess.
out there now, and it's not like it's brand new, but this is a really state-of-the-art,
Yes.
premier, highly secured facility. So what does that mean for Hawaii? I mean, it sounds like it should make us a leader, because not every state has one of these, or does every state have one of these?
Yeah, actually not every state has one, but there are peering points. There's network access points where the carriers peer with carriers, and then Equinix basically in 1998 won the bid for the network access points. They used to be ran by the carriers, like Sprint ran the, I think, May West.
Yeah, May West in California,
Yeah.
yep.
And then they had May East, and then they had someone in the middle, and they needed more peering points because the internet was booming.
Booming. Okay, so
And
hold that
so,
spot. So
yeah.
more internet's booming. So this is called a classic pause. So that it keeps the audience anticipating what's coming next. While we have a break and pay some bills.
Hi, I'm Ethan Allen. I'm the host of Likeable Science on ThinkTech Hawaii. We talk about why people should like science, why science is actually fun, how science is a dynamic and vital part of everyone's life, why everyone, every man, woman, and child on the planet should really know science, should love science, should be familiar with science. So it's a great show. People come on here and have interesting conversations with us. They tell us why they do what they do, why they love it, why we should love it too. I hope you'll join us every Friday, 1 to 2 p.m. And of course, you can see it anytime on YouTube. Aloha.
Aloha, how you doing? Cha-ching, cha-ching for the my brothers out there who are giving me a hard time about how you doing. Anyway, so how you doing? This is Gordo the Tech Star. I'm here with Andrew, the security guy. We have Fred Rodi here from DRFortress, the president of DRFortress. See, I practiced interconnectedness so much, I now can't say DR. Anyway, so we were talking about, like, your facility, highly secured data center in Hawaii. Not all states have this thing. So what does it mean for Hawaii? What does it mean?
So ultimately, what our vision is to become the digital hub for Asia Pacific. Right now, we're the digital hub for Hawaii. So like I was explaining earlier, we have different carriers that actually exchange traffic with one another. We've been adding large content players to that as well, so you don't have to go all the way to the mainland to get the content.
Like if somebody who streams movies or one of those kind of guys.
Movies or
content.
does search engines or does updates on your phones and things of that nature.
Ah, gotcha.
So we have those content providers. What they're doing is they're pushing the content closer to speed up the response, so your movie plays faster, or you're not all hitting one area,
right.
The entire nation hitting one area. They want to spread that out and push it close to the customer base. And so what we are is a point where they would want to come, because we have all of the eyeballs, all the carriers have the eyeballs, right? And they have the content. You do that on the internet exchange. So what we're trying to do is make Hawaii matter. That, okay, well, now we've done that for Hawaii, we want to do that for Asia Pacific. And it's important that we do that, because everybody thinks that because we sit in the middle of the Pacific and we have these undersea cable systems coming in from Japan and Australia and Hong Kong, and a new one coming in from Indonesia.
And then Tahiti, which was a few years
and
ago.
And Tahiti, that's also here. And they think because it comes through here that we're connected, but that's not really how the world works, right?
When you raise the hood, it's a little different.
It's a little bit different, right? So they actually have to land at the beach,
Right.
And before, the technology was so that you had to come to Hawaii, because you have to have so many repeaters between end to end before you have to come out of the water and hit some network
You have to re-energize that signal.
Yeah, and the repeaters had a limitation back then.
Yeah.
Today, in today's technology, you can go from Japan to the continental U.S. You don't need to come to Hawaii. So
One of
we've
our
had a
dilemmas.
couple of undersea cable systems actually pass us.
Yeah.
And so what we're trying to do is create this commerce, this digital hub, to where undersea cable systems can exchange light waves with each other. Like, hey, I have some coming from Indonesia, and I have some coming in from South America, I have from Japan, Australia. Why don't you exchange that traffic? Because today we have cable landing stations, but they don't interconnect.
Oh, yes, right, because I'm at a building on the Ewa side, I'm at a building on the Hawaii Kai side,
Yes.
I'm somewhere else, and then they've got to get connected somewhere.
Yeah, and right now you can't do that, because the cable landing stations are run by carriers, and so they don't let the
They
competitors.
don't let the competitor in,
Oh,
right?
they don't
Yeah,
talk.
to talk. So that's what we do, right? We are neutral, so we want all the carriers to come in, because our other customer base likes that choice. And so that's where the whole internet exchange starts to flourish. Hey, I need those undersea cable systems so I can get internet to the mainland or to Asia. So the carriers want to buy that so they can come into our data center, sell their light waves, the highway undersea cable systems, to other countries, and then that commerce starts to happen. They don't just come in just to connect.
You're right.
All right, they want to come in to actually sell you services, right?
So if I come in, let's use Indonesia as an example. So if I come in from Indonesia, I run a fiber here, I go to the interconnected location, and now if I want to, I can go to Japan, I can go to the US, I can go to New Zealand, without having to run my own set of fiber cables to those locations, because I can interconnect with those other carriers.
Yeah, that's some of the value, I think, of the content providers you were saying, is we get more content providers to bring in highly valuable content, right? People, whoever's using, like, what's the biggest content providers?
Right.
Google search engines or something, right? if those guys are here, then everybody wants to be
Yeah, they
in
become a
there.
magnet.
Yeah, because they don't
So
have to
that's
go
what's
all the
awesome.
way to, if I want to do whatever kind of search, I don't have to go all the way to wherever that
California or
data
something.
center is in Seattle or whatever. I can get it quicker because it's here.
Yes.
And then be able to get a faster response.
So will that effectively make the traffic that we have, like if there's less traffic, is there more bandwidth? Like,
Yeah,
you know,
so-
it's win-win.
Yeah, so we have seen examples of that. Before, on your Verizon LTE phones, all that traffic used to go to the mainland. And so you can imagine, it's not just going to the mainland, it needs to come back.
Yeah.
So if I'm like trying to get to my email server on my phone, it would actually go from Hawaii
To San
to the
Jose,
mainland
yeah, you see
to come
them.
back to hit my email server, and then go back to the mainland, and then come back to hit my phone. So that would increase latency, and it would also slow down how much bandwidth I could actually get on my phone. So
Gotcha.
maybe it's supposed to be 20 megs download on my phone, and I'm getting 2. Right? It's just because of that latency. So what this does, Verizon actually bought from one of the providers on our internet exchange.
Oh, okay.
It reduces the amount of time it actually takes. So my experience on my phone is faster, but then my bandwidth is faster because that latency
It's gone.
is
that's
gone.
fine.
Right, and it makes it
That's
faster.
awesome.
But then you think about Verizon, right? They don't have to buy more bandwidth to the mainland, right? Because they just freed up all the
They-
stuff that was destined for here to dump it here.
And they were going back and forth anyway.
Yeah.
Right? So
Oh,
they've
it's-
just
yeah, it's
reduced.
way
They've
better.
just
They
literally.
reduced that,
Wow.
and they freed up all that bandwidth for traffic that needs to go to the mainland.
Right.
And that's what all the carriers and all the content providers on the internet exchange, that's what they get. And we're trying to do the same thing internationally. So you can go from Indonesia to Australia, or to Australia to South America, or Hong Kong to Australia, Japan, whatever. So we want to become that for these international providers as well.
So what do you see for our future here in Hawaii? I mean, it sounds kind of exciting. Like we're going to get better, more bandwidth, better experience,
Yes.
and user experience coming soon this year?
Yeah,
next
we
year,
were
the
actually in
coming
talks
years,
with
or
lots of
got some-
large content players
good.
and some carriers and some international carriers that are going to drop in to peer with each other. These are like really big connections. So it wouldn't actually go on our internet exchange where we're at 10 gig internet exchange. So you can, the biggest port you can get is 10 gig.
Okay.
The guys that are coming in, they want to do 100 gig plus,
Wow.
terabit
Wow.
type connections.
Okay.
So they'll just physically connect up with
Each other.
cables to each other inside the same data center.
That's awesome.
Oh,
So-
but they'll be in one, but they're gonna connect cable to cable, but it's not like across, around the island.
No.
They're gonna be able to do it.
Right.
They'll
in
be
there.
right next to each
So
other.
they don't have to dig up the roads and do any of that and try, and go deal with the poll committee and all those wonderful
Yeah.
things.
The
Remember
poll
poll
committee?
Remember the
Yes.
poll committee? Don't get me started again. But
no.
anyway, so they can do it within that one.
Yeah, so they'll
highly secure
still,
location.
there'll be carriers that will build bigger networks back to their central offices.
Okay.
Like cable companies
Right.
and phone companies will
Right.
bigger, but it's only going to be what's existing. They'll basically bump up what used to be 10 gig to 100 gig to terabit, which
So-
is 1,000 gig, right?
So I'm, been looking at work in Guam and things like that. Does it go by the amount of population that has demand? I mean, will Guam get some of this connectivity benefit, or not necessarily? 'Cause
Not
there's
necessarily.
Not enough people there to drive the demand.
It can happen because we do have ISPs from Guam that are on our internet exchange.
Okay.
So if they open up those routes and they want to go direct to Hawaii, they'll get that. Tahiti, that's exactly what they're doing, right?
Gotcha.
They came to Hawaii and they want to buy from the carriers inside our data center so that they don't have to buy that from the mainland, right? Because that's even farther away, and then that's another latency problem, expense problem, because you're actually having to buy undersea cable system to get from Hawaii to there, then to buy internet bandwidth and things of that nature. So they're on our internet exchange as well, so they'll be getting their content from there. They'll be buying from carriers inside the site. They're also wanting to get down to New Caledonia, which is another
Wow.
French
Oh,
Oh,
territory.
another French territory.
Yeah, so then they can actually go through Hawaii and go jump on one of the
Wow.
Hawaii or Endeavor cable from Australia, that kind of stuff.
So the Hawaii is the one that goes to New Zealand. No, not New Zealand, to Tahiti.
No, Honotua goes to Tahiti.
Honotua, yeah, that's right.
Hawaii goes down to Australia,
Australia,
hits
that's
some
right.
Pacific Islander nations.
But
and
still,
whatnot.
I mean, I don't think people understand. Everybody's so used to just demand, like it's demand, 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 and it's pretty good. You know, it's pretty good, but it can be a lot
But
better.
think of where we've come from. Like you just said, from that whole Verizon experience or whatever. I mean, carrying around that brick, which was not that long ago,
Yep.
right? Making mobile phone calls at $1.10 a minute. Honolulu Cellular, I think, was the guy I bought my first one.
Yeah, well, now it's unlimited and all that.
GTE Mobile.
GT Mobile, we were carrying those bricks around, looking cool at the airport. You know, battery's dead.
They
but looking
lasted,
cool.
they lasted an hour, yeah.
So, so where we've gone, and now we've got this. You know, I text you from New Zealand, and you get it like instantly.
Well, we expect it, right? But no, I don't think people understand all of the complication below that, what occurs. You know,
So
it's amazing.
talk about, you mentioned we're peering. What's you said earlier on? So with all this peering that's going on, so what does peering mean?
That's the exchange of traffic. So
Okay.
I'm going to give you traffic, and you're going to give me traffic that's destined for each other.
Okay.
Right.
So that way we may be competitors.
Yeah, even if you're competitors.
But it's co-opetition kind of way, because
Co-opetition.
I need
That's a
you
good
and
word.
you need me, right? So, we'll work together because our customer base will be equally as satisfied perhaps as your customer base or whatever.
Yes.
So what
because
kind of
of that.
switches? These are fiber switches, like OC64 switches? Or what,
Yeah, no,
what can
so-
they move? That's a lot of
So
data.
yeah, it's actually I don't know what the backplane is on it, but we've switched from packet over SONET to Ethernet, right? So you're getting the 10 gig and 100 gig and
Oh,
those
so it's
types of
ported,
things.
I see.
Yeah, so
Interesting.
before it used to be packet over SONET, it used to be T1s and OC3s and all OC192s, that kind of stuff. I think some of the undersea fiber system still has some of that, so they'll actually call like STEM 1, STEM 16s, that
I
kind of
see.
thing. But
You guys are
they're
getting real
moving,
geeky.
yeah, they're moving away from that, and you actually hear about terabit networks,
Okay.
right? Or
Yeah,
100
sure,
gigs
sure.
and things like that.
So I've read that the cable systems themselves, some of them are starting to degrade. They're kind of been used, they've been out there a while. Is that an impact for us to look for in the future, or is there enough happening that's going to help? Or?
Yeah, so that's why our vision was, it's really important for the state. It's actually bigger than us. It's not just about, making money and trying to, meet the shareholder wealth. It's actually becoming significant in the community to where if we can create this digital hub for Asia Pacific, these undersea cable systems won't pass us because the current ones eventually will end of life. And if they end of life or get filled, what are we going to do
Yeah, what are we
if
gonna
people
do?
keep on passing us by? So we need to create this marketplace. It's not about government coming up with a solution. It's really, you can't force China. You need to come here with your undersea cable system. You got to have a marketplace where they'll actually make money and they can exchange their light waves and get to other countries in a free marketplace, right? It's not
Awesome.
forced.
Yeah, and essentially, if you
That's
look at
awesome.
Hawaii, we're right in the middle. I mean,
Yes.
we are in the middle. Plus, we've got satellite connectivity as well. I know it's not as fast or whatever, somewhat slower.
Yeah,
but
hopefully we won't end up on
we
that.
There's a
won't-
little latency
but
issue
we do
there.
have some it's another form of backup. It's still another form of communication.
Yeah.
And those kinds of things that are happening there. So anyway, so DRFortress website is drfortress.com.
.com.
So if anyone finds
Here you go.
DR Fortress right there. So anyone wants to find out more about DR Fortress, they can go there. So locally owned company, locally started company, and this is not small potatoes, ladies and gentlemen. This is not a government-created entity. You guys did it on your own. I'm extremely proud to know you because I knew you when you were driving a van. So,
I still do on weekends.
so anyway, so I want Fred Rodi, President of DR Fortress. I want to thank you for being here. Andrew, security guy. Retinal scans.
Good to be here
Yeah,
again.
nice to see you. I want to thank all of you for joining us and having a libation with us. You can check us out on hibachi.com. You can Twitter feed us from time to time, and we'll take care of those two guys from Canada real soon. Anyway, we want to thank you a lot for joining us. Hey, Ian, great job. Awesome. Nick, thank you again. We actually look like we know what we're doing.
And Jay, thank you.
Jay, thanks for the opportunity. Anyway, aloha, everybody. And how you doing?